Hey everybody, it's Chainsaw Reacts back once again, another Transformers Prime reaction for you guys. This is Season 2, Episode 8, and I was told not to look at the title of this episode because it's a spoiler, so I haven't. Normally I do, but I haven't looked at the title episode. I'm not sure what the title is for this episode, so I'm excited. Like, whatever the spoiler is, it must be something big because you guys don't want me to look at it, because normally the titles have been non-specific. There's been some obvious ones like Orion Packs, like the opening of this season, Orion Packs, that makes sense in terms of what happened at the end of Season 1, but normally it's just like, I wonder what that means. Like, I don't know. It could mean a multitude of things. But you're not saying don't look at the title. So, yeah. Last week's episode, I think it's called Crossfire. One of the best. I think it's one of the best episodes of the show so far. Not this season, but of the show so far. So many things occurred. I think the biggest thing is Arachnid found. I can't even speak. Sorry, I just woke up a little bit ago. Arachnid found in, like, underground or whatever, in a cave. She found all of these Insecticons that are basically in, I don't know, some sort of stasis or whatever. She has her whole army now. She has a whole army. Like, this is bad. And we saw how one almost defeated Megatron. Like, it was pretty close. And Prime had an opportunity to take him out. He didn't, though. But still, intense stuff. So the fact there's a whole army of these things, like, I'm not prepared for what's about to happen with this whole thing. So I'm assuming that's going to be building up over time, though. I'm not expecting the Arachnid and the Insecticons and all that to then just show up, you know, this episode. I don't think that that's what it is. Maybe it is. I have no idea, but I don't think so. So I feel like that's a setup for something later on that's going to be a pretty big, impactful thing. That's my guess. We'll see what happens. So I'm really enjoying the show. I'm really enjoying the journey of the show, and honestly, I didn't expect to, like, fall in love with the show as much as I have, because honestly, Transformers has been cool. I've been a fan of it for years, but never really thought I would, like, be really invested in a story like this to the point where I can't wait for the next episode, because for the most part this show has been crushing it, killing it with the storyline. So I'm excited to see what happens next. So here we go, guys. Let's jump to now Season 2 Episode 8 of Transformers Prime. Let's go. Play some tunes. Oh, what? You might want to move.
Prime, have you flipped your metal wig?
That can't be him, right? That's cool.
I'm sorry, Agent Fowler. Optimus isn't here at the moment.
Then I'll take that as a confirmation that he's presently trying to run me off the road.
Yeah, that's definitely not him. No. The colors, no. Oh, shit. Oh, yeah, you can tell. It's not him. Oh, shit. They're not going to kill him. They're not going to kill him. Oh, my God. Thank you. Come on, save him.
Looks like Optimus.
It's not him, though.
Primes don't run.
Holy crap. Lost him. Oh, shit. Uh-oh.
Are you all right? Sure.
Yeah, she got
Except
ran
for
over,
being
though.
blindsided by Optimus.
Why would Optimus try to knock off Agent Fowler?
Yeah.
Maybe Optimus believes he's a Decepticon all over again.
Or he's been faking being a good guy all this time.
A quick check for
Yeah,
Optimus'
where's
signal
Optimus?
will reveal that he's nowhere near the location of tonight's incident.
See, that's actually him. That's actually him. They're really playing this up like, what? Like, something's bad.
There's something wrong outside of our communication range.
Easy.
It's our guy. Can't you
Yeah,
tell?
yeah.
Don't blame them, Prime. I was attacked earlier tonight, out on the open highway by a big rig. One that bore a striking resemblance to you.
Halt!
They're not moving. Exactly. Jesus. They're in the whole army and tanks too and everything. Oh shit. There's no one in there. Oh shit.
I am Optimus Prime, leader of the Autobots.
No.
And I bring you this message.
That's not possible. I can tell you sure as there are 50 stars on my Star-Spangled Shorts, it isn't him.
Oh my god, it's a war zone. This is crazy, dude. Here we go. Here we go.
They brought reinforcements. Resume fire.
Oh, shit. Oh, that was close.
Optimus Prime did not attack our boys.
I mean, well,
Because
A
I was
copy
with
did.
Prime when I received the alert. All military personnel are under strict orders to destroy any and all bots on site.
Are you kidding?
Our imposter clearly poses a grave threat to
Yes.
humanity.
oh, so someone's controlling it. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, that makes sense.
The telepresence interface performed flawlessly
Wow.
in vehicular and robot mode.
They obtained Starscream's T-Cog.
Yep.
Which they evidently installed in a knockoff of you.
Hello to Nemesis Prime.
So what do we start? Next
Okay,
phase could be
Nemesis
anywhere.
Prime. Okay.
Not necessarily.
Nemesis Prime would rely solely on its vehicle mode for transportation.
Well, I'm not sure it's advisable for bots to be running recon with the military out there gunning for you.
True.
We will maintain vehicular cover.
Just a whole lot of empty.
Well, you'll find something eventually.
Proceed with utmost caution.
Oh, you know, he will, but yeah.
Reconnaissance Only. Be on your guard. My double could be anywhere. I'm sorry. What?
Exactly, he knew. Watch your back. Oh, shit. That scared me a little bit. I got a bit. Oh! Silas is very good with that bot, I gotta admit. He's fighting pretty good.
You didn't think Mech possessed the ability to build a completely autonomous robot, did you?
Exactly.
I was hoping Silas would be operating the bot from inside.
I don't plan on dancing with any bots. But there's
Dancing.
a human element in play here.
Yep.
And it,
Now you're gonna fight yourself, buddy. Good luck.
Optimus Prime, we meet again.
Oh, using his own voice.
The deception ends here, Silas.
Does it?
Let's do it. Let's do it. Ooh! Oh, don't cut away. Come on. Optimus, come on, man. You got this. Come on. Oh, that was awesome. Explosions. Why not?
My robot chassis possesses all your strength,
Oh, shit.
speed, and firepower. And Mech has clearly achieved the perfect meld of man and machine.
You're still getting your ass kicked, though, a little bit. Oh, now you're running away like a coward. Come on, Optimus. You got this. Come on, man. Come on.
But the key difference between you
Oh,
and
shit.
me, my body can't feel pain.
Okay, let's do this.
Plug on your video game.
Your video game. Ooh.
Army Rangers. But I don't need to bust you up.
Exactly. Oh, oh.
I just need to buy Prime a little time.
Shit. Come on. Kicking ass. Oh, I love that shot. That shot's so good. Ooh. Oh. Dude. Did they just kill Silas?
How weird was
Is he
it to see
dead?
someone who looked exactly like Optimus?
And couldn't find any trace of Silas.
Of course he survived. Oh.
The internal damage to his organs is massive. Fortunately for our leader, Mech is anything but conventional.
Oh shit, what? Now I understand why I couldn't look at the title of this episode, because it was Nemesis Prime. Like, they literally spoil it. They shouldn't have done that. They should have said, like, copycat or something. So it doesn't reveal it and spoil it. But then again, this show is not really made. I mean, it's made for anybody to watch, really. But it's more so, like, trying to get kids into Transformers, right? So I understand it doesn't really matter, because they're like, Nemesis Prime? What? Like, if they saw that title or whatever, they wouldn't know. Okay, so there's a couple things that's very interesting about this episode. Number one, the ending there with Silas, presumably, I don't know what they're saying here, but he is beyond conventional means of medicine because his body, there's so much damage to his body. And they show Breakdown, which they stole in last week's episode, the body of Breakdown. What does that mean exactly? Like, what are you referring to? Like, I don't know. I don't know. but they're doing something clearly. And I'm like, did they actually kill Silas? Because I'm thinking, that would be a ballsy move, but they couldn't do that. Like, I think eventually they probably will kill Silas potentially, but I don't know. What the fuck's going on? No idea. So there's that. Silas creates Nemesis Prime. He actually figures it out, and he's controlling it. And even Ratchet figured out as well. Like, did you really think that Mech could have actually created an autonomous, like, on its own without any sort of instruction bot? Like, no. But the way they're doing it, I mean, it was working pretty damn well. Silas is controlling Nemesis Prime, and he can drive it around, turn it to the bot, and have his voice, which is crazy. Like, it's clearly a little different, but you can tell, obviously, it's Peter Cullen who's voicing Nemesis Prime, as well, obviously, as Optimus, clearly, but you can tell. And so I think the way they were handling in terms of like Mech using Nemesis Prime was very effective because they're attacking a military base and he's taking out all the bots one by one. He was getting the upper hand at a time on Optimus, right? So very effective, pretty crazy stuff. Now I will say this, I think one of the most interesting things they did in this episode was having Bumblebee figure out that that's not Optimus, right? Because everyone can understand. This is something that I've brought up before. It's interesting how everybody, including the humans, can understand exactly what Bumblebee is saying. They understand what he is saying. But in this instance, when it's fake Prime and he's in the shadows, careful, Bumblebee, careful. My clone could be out here. My copycat could be out here. Be careful. Watch out. Or whatever line he said, but he's just like in the dark. Be careful. And then he just, I'm sorry, what? And he knew. That was probably one of the most interesting elements because that's a very interesting way to reveal that's an Optimus. Obviously with the color scheme, of course he's hiding in the dark and the yellow eyes, it's obvious, but Bumblebee's like, let me just do a test because everyone understands me, but you don't because you're not an actual bot, you're not Optimus, and you're clearly a human controlling it. So that was interesting. I love the opening of the episode too, where we have Agent Fowler being chased down by Prime. And I thought that was really effective because it was pretty intense because after the credits roll, we're back at it. He almost knocks him off a bridge and then his vehicle actually falls and thankfully Bulkhead catches him, thankfully. So that was very tense to open up the episode. And then the whole point where RC gets ran over, gets attacked by Nemesis Prime and seeing all of them fight him. And I love the actual way they handled the fight between Bulkhead and Nemesis Prime because it's in it's a far back shot. They're in kind of like these pillar areas, and every time they hit, you see the sparks fly, and that's kind of the lighting of it. And then Bulkhead obviously loses, but I thought that was really effective and interesting, right? Because it was something a little different. Because what we got throughout the entire pretty much Nemesis versus Optimus fight was traditional camera angles in terms of fight scenes we've seen in the show between two bots. With that, they're pulled far back, and we're seeing the sparks flying everything back and forth, and the camera's just holding steady that far shot. I thought that was very interesting to do that because it was something a little bit different. I wish we would have seen RC actually fight Nemesis. Obviously, we saw Nemesis Prime run her over earlier in the episode, but when they actually got to the fight, it just cuts away, implying that she lost the fight, but we never got to see it. And I wonder if it's due to budget, timing, could be a multitude of things. Could be actually be just timing or budget, but still, I thought it would have been interesting to see that because we didn't see that. We saw where Bumblebee fought him a little bit, Ratchet, and really the main fight you're here for is obviously Optimus versus Nemesis, but I thought it would be cool to see RC, how she would have handled fighting Optimus, in a sense. Agent Fowler got a pretty good, decent role in this episode. Obviously, he was being chased by Nemesis in the opening, and he got to fight Silas one-on-one, but he really wasn't there to win the fight against Silas. It is personal, because Silas personally went after him with Prime, Nemesis, but he was there to buy time for Optimus. And it's funny how I was wondering, what's happening for a second? Oh, Nemesis and Optimus are fighting above them. They're in this room, and they're in this giant silo or whatever, but they're above on the roof, and they're crashing down. So I was like, what's happening? Because it wasn't connecting right away. Oh, that's what they're doing. Okay. I wonder where we go from here, because the army and the higher-up generals who are above Fowler are not really listening to him. Because another big point of this episode was having to where they're believing, because when Nemesis Prime revealed himself as a bot to all those army guys, I am Optimus Prime, and I'm here to deliver a message or whatever, and he starts attacking the base. I don't know if anybody died, but the implication is I'm assuming people died, Just saying, I don't know. But with that being said, the army people and people above him in terms of power and the army or whatever, situation it is with Fowler, the people above him are not believing that who attacked the base was not really Optimus. There's an order to kill anybody, to attack while attacking anybody. They have not successfully taken out a bot yet. The army has not, or any sort of military branch has not been able to take out any bot as far as we're aware. Who knows? Maybe they have. We just don't know about it. But anybody's a threat. Doesn't matter who. Doesn't matter if it really is an Autobot and they're not there to attack. Because their assumption was, even though they didn't see Nemesis drive away, they turned, he brought backup. Okay. Because the color scheme between both are very, obviously the color scheme of Nemesis Prime is the colors of Optimus, but very dull, very not bright and colorful or whatever. It's very different design and very different color scheme, obviously. But they're the same colors, but very different shades and quality. You would think they would tell the difference, but then again, they're getting attacked by this giant bot that looks like Optimus. They're assuming, they're probably not thinking about that, obviously, because we're trying to not die here. So because they're fighting a giant bot and nothing's working clearly. So intense stuff. I love seeing the kind of destruction and chaos in this show because I think it's really effective. Even though they kind of shy away from revealing really too much about, if mech soldiers have died. It's like, there's that shot of when they were trying to make that bot a few episodes ago, the episode where they stole Starscream's T-Cog because he failed and everything because Bumblebee lost his. When he was hitting mech soldiers on because there was that shot of, that bot that was, hanging there, and it was waking up, and it's, seeing everything, and you see where Bumblebee is, in the area, and he's, swinging, hitting mech soldiers. It's clear as fuck that they're dying. There's no way they survive those hits. But they're not saying they're dying. They're just let's just show it, but don't say it. And I think on that army base, early in this episode, as I'm kind of getting my point here, people have died in this show. And they've only really killed bots. They've never actually killed people, but people have died in this show. There's no way you could tell me Nemesis Prime, who was showing up in all those tanks, all those vehicles, and all those individuals out there with guns, no one died in the process. Because when it cut back to when there's all that destruction and shit and fucking explosions and stuff, there's no way you can't tell me anybody died. So this show is actually darker than it actually is intending to be. It's saying Breakdown died. So I was looking at the voice cast, saw Bulkhead. I'm like, oh, Bulkhead. Nope, that's not the right word. Breakdown. He is dead. They show his body in this episode. Somehow connected to Silas. I don't know what the fuck's going on there. But they implied he is gone. He is dead. And for a second, they made you think Silas was dead. But it is clear as day that this show is killing off human characters. Humans, but they're not saying it. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying this show is actually darker. Because this show is already dark in a sense. Certain storylines they've done in the show are pretty dark. But it's actually darker because when you really think about it, there has been some deaths in this show outside of bots. There's been some human deaths. It's pretty crazy. So I applaud them for not really necessarily pointing it out, but showing instances where it's clear that there's no way those people are surviving that. There's no way. Because this show is, I wouldn't say pushing the limits, but I mean, in a sense it kind of is, but it's showing the intensity of what this show is and how far it's willing to go, even if it's not directly telling you what's happening. It's clear as obvious, what's going on. So I'm saying all this to say this. I love what the show is doing. I love the fact that the show's not shying away, because when you have characters, human characters involved, especially with mech and everything and all those soldiers and army guys in the situation in this episode, there's no way you don't have human casualties. They may not say it, but it's clear as day that there is human casualties involved. So it's showing how dark and how intense this show is, and that they are not going the, easy route or trying to be there are some humor and comedic elements of the show, but this show traditionally is more, in a sense, very serious and very dark, in a sense, in terms of when you think of the grand scheme of what they've been accomplishing with the show. And I appreciate it. I really do. I think that's why I appreciate the show as much as I do. So yeah, overall, had a really good time with this episode. And apparently people are commenting saying next week's episode is a kind of recap in a sense. I don't know what that means, so I may react to that, may not, I don't know. We'll find out, but I'll get more information and try to see, without spoilers obviously, but just I see what exactly they mean by a recap, what exactly is happening, because I don't know. So we'll see. But anyways, guys, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Talk to you guys soon. Peace out.